my question is, maybe more specifically, is how would I get exposure to clients who are dealing with trauma? I mean, they may come on. Yeah, what are some scenarios that you could see me as a therapist um, coming across and working with people who have that issue? That's as a someone who works in this field, will put in my application to get clinical licensure again. What do you think I could be doing? I could do once that happens to actually have an opportunity to help people and um, have them feel like Bruce gets it. Um, I should go talk to Bruce.
I mean, I think that that basically comes from you doing the work, right? You need one client and that client tells somebody else and then they tell somebody else. It's really, I think in this context, word of mouth is, and based on your actual work, is going to be the number one way that you would actually grow. But ultimately, it kind of depends on a lot of other factors too. Like, are you going to be working for yourself? Are you going to be working with anyone else? Are you going to, where are you going to be working? Like I mean, there's so many different factors that could influence your ability to take on this type of clientele for this type of issue. So, like, I mean, it's a little hard for me to say in just a short answer. Somebody said, what kind of licensure? Can you review that for
Oh,
me?
right now, I've applied for licensed clinical social work associate, which means you could actually work for a clinician that is a LCSW, and you could provide therapy, and which is amazing. That usually people used to be that they were working in an agency first and get their hours, but now there are people that go right to a clinician, and that clinician hires staff, and that staff can be an licensed clinical social work associate. And so that would be, yeah, I was really good at that. And so um, I would be working for someone and providing group, individual, family, couples counseling. And yeah, so that was what the
So
question I was
listen,
trying to
that's very helpful information for me to try to answer you further, okay? So like, okay, so if that's the scenario that you're going to be in, right? Um
right.
my number one advice would be, okay, that you need to spend some time building up kind of your chops in this arena, all right? I don't think you're quite ready to take on these clients and per se. I think that you've got a lot of skills in that area, but like ultimately, right? Like I think that you need to practice living the value that you have for yourself in your professional context. And I think that is going to catalyze the clientele that you want. Okay. But like, and so what do I mean by that? What do I mean living your value that you set
Yeah.
for yourself in your professional setting? What I mean is that when you speak to the group and you're introducing yourself, right? You can say to the group, like, maybe you have a bunch of things that you say, not just about race, but about other things too, you know? Or you could just focus on race if that's something that, you feel strongly about, as part of your values that you want to make sure everyone is aware of. And you can tell them up front, listen, I have spent a lot of time reflecting on my own racial trauma, as a racialized white man, just like you told me here. And you could tell them, I felt like an alien in a world of people who are being racist around me, and I know how that feels. Okay, and while I'm not black or Latino or a person of color, I
Right.
know the sting of racial trauma, and I want you guys to know that as your therapist, you should feel comfortable sharing your traumas with me, and I will I will understand because I've experienced it myself. Maybe not what you experienced, but I have experienced racial trauma as well. And so I welcome you to share that, and it's a safe place to share that. And just start living that value by like communicating it, to your clients and to your group members. Whatever happens after that is up to them, really, right? Like, do they want to go down that road or not? But ultimately, you will have people who will go down that road with you, and then that's where you start, right? It'll be the first time that it has been catalyzed because you presented your values up front. So that is what I recommend that you do to start. And then the rest of it, I think you'll kind of figure out like as you start talking to clients, to be honest.